Welcome to Healthy Living, Healthy Planet Radio, sponsored by EarthX, the world's largest environmental experience, and also sponsored by Natural Awakenings magazine. Live your healthiest life on a healthier planet. Now here's your host, Bernice Butler.
Welcome to Healthy Living, Healthy Planet Radio today. We are now midway of our fourth season, and we remain just as excited as ever to continue to help you explore and understand that unbreakable relationship between your health and the health of the planet. Here we look at the hottest topics related to our environment and its sustainability and how they affect your health and wellness. Here, issues like climate change, plastic pollution, extreme weather events, and others will meet up with everyday impacts like allergies and asthma, digestive issues and gut health, cancers, lung and heart issues, and more. So listen in today for the first episode in this month's series on Earth Day, or should I say Earth Day month. And today we're going to focus in on how can Earth's primary investors, that would be the human population, how can they best help the planet? Now, the month of April has now and finally become synonymous with Earth Day, or again, Earth Day month. The whole entire month, again, not just Earth Day, which is always April 22nd. It officially marks the anniversary of the birth of the modern environmental movement that started in 1970. Though not an official federally recognized holiday, it is a federally responsive movement that was instigated by the people from the ground up, and most environmental accomplishments today still are ultimately, and after a very long slog, still instigated by one or some groups of committed citizens. And we should really thank all of them as part of our Earth Day celebrations and activities. We should celebrate the instigators. Thank you. It may be hard to imagine that before 1970, that a factory could spew black clouds of toxic smoke into the air or dump tons of toxic waste into nearby streams or the ground, and that was perfectly legal. There's nothing that could have been done. They could not have been taken to court to stop them. That was possible then because there was no EPA. There was no Clean Air Act. There was no Clean Water Act. There were no legal or regulatory mechanisms to protect our environment. And can you just imagine how many lives that must have cost in terms of illness and disease? And it's no wonder our average life expectancy is being extended longer and longer, until recently, I heard, as we constantly are seeing how the environment around us affects us, our health and our well-being, and how we go about our day-to-day lives. Again, extremely, inextricably connected to the environment around us. Now, in the spring of 1970, Senator Gaylord Nelson created Earth Day as a way to force this issue onto the national agenda and the national stage. 20 million Americans demonstrated then in different U.S. cities, and in December 1970, Congress authorized the creation of a new federal agency to tackle environmental issues, and that, of course, was the Environmental Protection Agency, or the EPA. And that was the great manifestation or the great accomplishment of the first Earth Day, and this is why we celebrate it. And it does appear that year after year, many, many, many more people are learning about the care and the feeding of our planet Earth, and many are joining the ranks of the committed. As many Earth Day celebrations raise awareness and hopefully educate and sensitize people, and they're beginning to realize how we take our home for granted. Beginning to realize how it provides our sustenance and comfort and are being rapidly used up. Some of these things never to be seen or felt or enjoyed again. So this Earth Day 2023 and this Earth Month, we want to dig into its significance this year. The theme of Earth Day 2023 is, again, invest in our planet. And this Earth Month is an important reminder that we all have a responsibility to protect our planet. Investing in our planet means taking action to reduce our impact on the environment and to ensure that future generations can enjoy the same resources that we enjoy today. And that by taking small, everyday actions every day, we can make a big difference in the health and well-being of our planet and ourselves. Investing in our planet has many benefits, including reducing the risk of climate change, or maybe mitigating because it's here, improving public health, and creating new opportunities for economic growth and innovation. It can also help to preserve the natural beauty of the planet and ensure that future generations can also enjoy this beauty as well. There are many ways to invest in our planet, and they all, though, involve taking action. It means taking action to reduce and protect our natural resources, and this can include reducing our use of fossil fuels, conserving water, reducing waste, and protecting our ecosystems. It can also mean supporting policies and initiatives and people and groups and organizations that promote sustainability to protect the environment. Now, this is a lot. So today we have some folks from some of our most accomplished and impactful organizations in our country who are involved in environmental protection and environmental protection advocacy. They're all nonprofit organizations that operate independently of any government, and they're called NGOs, or non-government organizations. And they care deeply and they act intentionally on behalf of our planet Earth. So who better to help us explore and understand more about Earth Day and Earth Day Month and our theme of investing in our planet than these? So today we have with us Matt Casale. Matt is the director of Public Interest Research Group, fondly called PURGE, as well as U.S. PURGE's Education Fund's environment campaigns. Matt oversees toxics, transportation, and zero waste campaigns and leads the Public Interest Network's climate program to promote a cleaner, healthier future for all Americans. Matt works on campaigns to facilitate the shift away from fossil fuels across all sectors to mitigate the impacts of climate change. Welcome, Matt. And did I get all of that right?
You did, yes. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for making time to join us today as well. Our next guest is Francoise Van Kueren. Francoise is Executive Director of EarthShare Texas. They are a nonprofit federation focusing on empowering local environmental organizations through funding and capacity building. She has been involved in policy making at the Texas legislature and nonprofit management. Francoise's passions include social ecosystem cultivation, climate resiliency, and community empowerment. Welcome, Francoise. Did I get all of that right?
You did. And thank you so much, Bernice, for hosting us today.
Thank you for joining us. Our next guest is Evan Raskin. And Evan has been a central figure in Earth Day.org since 2019, coordinating their nationwide climate action with major stakeholders of all backgrounds and developing their media. Before joining Earth Day.org, Evan assisted the British Embassy in developing a plan to eliminate single-use plastics from their U.S. operations. Welcome, Evan. And did I get all of that right?
You did indeed, Bernice. Happy to be here representing EarthDay.org, the official organizers of Earth Day Worldwide.
Thank you. We're glad that you could join us, and you all have been our perennial guest during Earth Day month. Last year, Kathleen was with us. So again, thank all of you all. We really appreciate it. We want to actually start with Evan. If you would tell us a little bit more about Earth Day.org, when did you all get started and why did you get started? And what is Earth Day.org's special sauce as it relates to environmental issues that we talk about around Earth Day month?
So that's a really great question, Bernice. EarthDay.org actually goes all the way back to the very beginning of the story of Earth Day. Our founder, Dennis Hayes, was the original national campaign manager for the Earth Day movement in 1970. And through his work, he was able to mobilize those 20 million Americans that you mentioned at the start of this. And through that mobilization, we saw an incredible outpouring of support for the modern environmental movement for the first time in history. Within a year, leading directly to the creation of the Environmental Protection Agency, as well as the Clean Air Act and the Clean Water Act, all three of which being really the bedrock of the modern environmental movement. So year after year, Earth Day continued to grow until our organization appeared in its current form in 1990 in commemoration of the 20th anniversary of Earth Day. From there, we took Earth Day global, helping to build the movement on an international basis. And now we see about 1 billion people throughout the world commemorate Earth Day in some way, shape, or form every year. And today we continue to advocate for further action to be able to create a happy, healthy, and wealthy future for folks all across the planet. While we've made significant progress in some areas, such as pollution, which was the initial impetus for Earth Day, there are still other areas in which we want to continue to see growth. And in the coming year, we want to ensure that folks invest in our planet so that we can address climate at a time when it's never been more important. And that's going to take each and every one of us here today, including all of y'all in the audience. And we're so happy to be able to provide a platform for everybody to contribute to the environmental movement.
Indeed. Thank you for that. Do you all, as Earth Day Org, do you all keep account or something of the many organizations that have evolved or come about to work on various and different aspects of the environmental and sustainability movement?
Yes, and we want our movements to be a home for all of these organizations. Earth Day is this incredible lightning rod for environmental action. We're always saying that Earth Day isn't just a day, but a movement. And what April 22nd really represents within that movement is a moment of synchronicity for everybody working together on this issue.
Indeed. Thank you. We'll be right back on the other side of our break with these three experts who are going to make us much smarter about what's going on around and what goes into Earth Day. Thank you. We want to give a shout out now to our sponsors. That is Natural Awakenings, Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex Magazine, the Green, Healthy, and Sustainable Living Authority for the DFW Metroplex and North Texas communities. Print issues of Natural Awakenings can be found in all H-E-B stores, Central Markets, natural grocers, sunflower shops, and many, many other locations, as well as available free for download online at nadallas.com. Check them out. Our other sponsor is North Haven Gardens, serving the Metroplex since 1951, the most respected horticultural establishment in North Texas, offering gardening and plant education, concierge services, DIY classes, gifts, and more. Check them out at nhg.com. Our other sponsor is Lynn Dental Care, practicing dentistry for over 38 years with a holistic approach looking at the whole body. Specializing in periodontics, Dr. Lynn is board certified by the International Academy of Oral Medicine and Toxicology. Check them out at lynndentalcare.com. Thank you, sponsors. Welcome back to Healthy Living, Healthy Planet Radio. To today's show on Earth Day month, how can Earth's primary investor, that would be the human population, how can we best help the planet? And this is our first show in this month's series of shows on Earth Day month. So we are very, very excited about this. And we are back with our expert guest, Matt Casale, who is Director of Public Interest Research Group, Francoise Van Kueren with EarthShare Texas, and Evan Raskin with Earth Day Org. And again, thank you all so much for joining us. I want to start this time with Matt. Matt, what is Public Interest Research Group, or PIRG, and why did you all get started? What do you all do different than other environmental NGOs? What's your special sauce?
Sure. Well, PIRG, or the Public Interest Research Group, is an advocate for the public interest. We speak out for a healthier, safer world in which we're freer to pursue our own individual well-being and the common good. You know, one of the things that I think sets us apart is, you know, we work on these issues that we can all agree on, right? All Americans want a healthier, safer, more secure future. And PIRG really works to find that common ground around common sense solutions that will help make that future a reality. So the problems that we work on aren't progressive or conservative. They're just problems that our country shouldn't tolerate in an age of great abundance and technological progress.
Such as?
Right, such as air pollution and water pollution and plastic pollution, right? Some of these areas where we have solutions, where we